decided to replace struts on a 2008 Dodge Neon. You need to go to an automotive store and get strut spring compressors. You need a new strut, a vise, makes life much easier. So let me start tightening these down, and I'll be back. Okay, once you get the spring compressed, you need a, a 13/16 on the nut up here, and remove the nut. Be careful, make sure you have all the spring off of the, all the tension off of the spring, because if you don't, this is going to come flying off there, and it's going to hurt somebody, or something like the car. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so once you get the top off, here's the top with the nut still in it. You can see it in there. It is right there. You just pull the spring off. Let me do that real quick. You just pull the spring off. It might be hard to do with one hand, if not nearly impossible. Hold on. I got it. Maybe not. I'm gonna have to stop the video. Alright. I'll be back. Alright, I got the spring off. The bellow came off. And you have your little bump stop here. This needs to come off too. And there is your old strut. So you take this out of the vise. You gotta take all the rubber pieces off. So you gotta take the rubber piece off here, the protector, which is in the spring, and the bump stop. So let me get the new strut and I'll be back. One more thing, you need to take this captive nut off. It's for like a stupid ground. I don't even know what it's for. It's this wire right here, and it's a single wire that is grounded right there, which is stupid in my opinion, but yeah. So let me go get the new strut and I'll be back. Alright, so here's the new strut. You get a new nut on top here. Come on, focus on that. You get a new nut, and you need to reuse all the rubber pieces, and that is the bottom of the spring here for the spring. You need to put the bump stop on, and that just needs to go right here. And then you just take this whole assembly, lift it up, and put it on there. Just like this. I'm going to try to do it with one hand. See if I can do it. Because I couldn't take it off with one hand. Oh, look at that. That's not good. You don't want it to bounce like that, because it can bounce right out of there. Alright, come on. Let me stop the video. I'll be back. Alright, so you run the nut down on top with the impact until the shaft starts to spin. You don't want to spin it too long, because you'll probably damage the seals down here in the body. Before you put this on, you want to put it on just like this, put the nut on top of it, and press down a couple times. Let it come back up all the way, and then press down on it, just to cycle it, so it's ready to go instead of having air in the system to start with. Alright, so now you're going to take these strut spring compressors off, and then I'll go reinstall it. Alright, so the strut spring compressors are off. The spring is on. It is time to install it. So let me go do that, and I will be right back. Alright, so you got 3 13 mils up here. Dang, what is this size down here? 13/16 right here. If you beat these in over here on this side with a hammer without getting them with the impact, you don't have to have a wrench on this side, because there's splines on this side, and that's what holds them in there. So now you need to tighten these down with the impact, and then I had to use the breaker bar to get them off. They were really tight on there. You need to do that. You need to put this ground on here, right here, on this little tab right here. Put the brake on. Those are 2 10 mil long right there, and then you put the rotor on, and then the tire, and then you're done. Grease everything up. This tie rod here, the grease zerk that's under here with the new ball joint in it, the axle shaft, axle splines, yeah, and right now would be a good time to replace those, but they didn't want to replace those. So yeah, so I'm just replacing ball joints and struts, and I gotta do the same thing on the back. So yeah, that is how you install struts, front struts, on a 2008 Dodge Neon.